Hello everyone, this is General Hand Grenade. Welcome to my war room in Prince George, British Columbia. This is another in my series of videos on how to play Global War 1936 to 1945. This is continuing the political videos that I did. I did a long one there that talked about most of it, but I wanted to do the pacts and treaties separately. So this one here, there's actually two of them that are going to be part of this video because the two pacts are intertwined with each other. So the first one is the Japanese-Soviet non-aggression pact, and what it is the Japanese and the Russian players, they may request the non-aggression pact with each other, and it has the following provisions. Neither side will attack each other or engage in border clashes. Neither side will lend lease to a side the other is at war with. Either side may break the treaty by paying $5 to the bank. And the pact nullifies the other pact that we're going to talk about, and that's the Sino-Soviet non-aggression pact. Now, I don't know why the Russian would want to sign this pact. I'm looking at it and I was reading this and I thought, seriously? Why? If I'm the Russian guy, why the hell would I sign that? What they're saying is that, okay, you're not going to fight each other, right? Well, I don't think that Japan wants to poke the bear anyway, because that brings Russia up to their wartime income. So it's not a good idea for Russia to attack them. And as far as border clashes, what border clashes are, and here let me just show you. So you've got your border here, it's in between Russia and there's some Chinese territories here. And what you can do is for one round, you can roll the dice. You're not going to take over anything. Like, these guys aren't going to walk into here and take over this, and these guys aren't going to walk in here and take over that. All you do is you say, okay, these guys and these guys, border clash. You fight to the death, and then you huck dice, right? And then whatever happens, happens. Like, no property changes hands, right? And it's a way of fighting each other without declaring war. Like, they're just, you're out in the middle of nowhere out here, right? Like, you're a long ways from Moscow or Tokyo, and so they're just fighting each other out there, and that's without declaring war. So what you're saying is you're not going to do that. You're not going to declare war on each other, and I don't see why Russia would want to do that, because the Soviets, what they really want to do is they want to be attacking China early in the game, right? In here, and what that pact says is that the one thing is it nullifies the Sino-Soviet non-aggression pact. So what that other one is about lend-leasing, Russia lend-leasing stuff to China, right? And it'll say, well, if you don't lend-lease stuff to China, then we won't lend-lease anything to anybody who's at war with you. Well, big deal. Japan wasn't going to lend-lease anything to Germany anyway. I don't get it. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, if you're the Russian player, don't sign it, okay? Unless you want to. If you don't like border skirmishes. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, the second one. Let's get to the Sino-Soviet non-aggression pact. So the Soviet Union begins the game with an agreement to provide assistance to the nationalist Chinese, that's the KMT, in event that China is attacked by Japan. So the Russians may lend lease to the Chinese KMT per the lend lease rules, and the Soviets may fly lend lease aircraft to their destination in absences of a supply pact. Normally, you would have to use a railroad. Here, let's just move this camera back. Normally, you'd have to use a railroad to get lend-lease to these guys, right? But what they're saying is that the Soviets can actually fly aircraft down there and give it to the Chinese. And I can understand why the Japanese wouldn't like that. But that's what I'm saying. Is that worth not having any border skirmishes? I just don't see Japan putting a whole lot of stuff up here. And they could, if they build up the border really bad, then sure, go ahead and sign that pact. But I don't know, man. Anyway, the Russians may also operate aircraft with the permission of the Chinese player inside nationalist Chinese until they sign the non-aggression pact with Japan. So the Russians can fly airplanes in China as long as you don't sign that other pact that I was talking about, the non-aggression one. Such aircraft move and attack on the KMT turn at direction of the Soviet player until the Soviet player recalls them or that other pact is signed. Under either circumstances, the Soviets remove their aircraft to the nearest Soviet-controlled area. Lend-lease equipment may stay. It's just the aircraft that have to leave if you were to sign that non-aggression pact. So anyway, those are the two pacts that this video is about: the Japanese-Soviet non-aggression pact and the Sino-Soviet non-aggression pact. And basically, what it's saying is, Russia, don't give anything to China. Bad chance of that. If I'm the Russian player, don't even ask me to sign don't even ask me to sign that first one. Unless you got a gun to my head. Anyway, that's kind of funny though. I'm sorry for laughing, but it just, I don't know, maybe there was a reason why they signed it back then, you know, but if I was Moscow, I wouldn't sign it, that's for sure. So anyway, that is those two agreements, and that's the end of this video. So take care, everyone. General Hand Grenade out.